From loud, colorful, and explosive dance sequences to having a diverse cast that includes people of different shapes and sizes, there are several reasons why the upcoming Barbie movie is unique. Let's look at all the factors that Barbie star Simu Liu thinks set the movie apart, starting with the sheer amount of diversity in the cast of the upcoming film. I know, this one sounds a little unrealistic given that the main lead of the film is Miss Margot Robbie, and she's literally the perfect fit for the blonde, skinny, white-skinned Barbie archetype. But Simu Liu has good reason to argue that the cast is diverse. This film, which is all set to hit theaters in the summer of 2023, is actually somewhat of a dream project for Warner Brothers and Mattel. It has a whopping budget of around $100 million. So, the creators of the film do have a lot of expectations to live up to. And given it's 2023, you cannot make such a high-budget film without it having adequate representation, especially when the whole premise of the film is to subvert the popular narrative and the controversy surrounding the figure of Barbie, along with all the unrealistic beauty standards that critics argue the doll promotes. That is perhaps essentially why this film is a unique take on Barbie's story. It's a chance to recreate her in a way that feels empowering, and that's precisely what Liu pointed out recently when speaking to Vanity Fair. The Canadian actor couldn't stop gushing about how extraordinary the film is. He mentioned that Greta was very conscientious about who she cast, especially in the dance sequence. Oh yeah, by the way, there are some crazy dance sequences, and I'll talk about that in a bit. But Simu did mention that the dance sequences included people of all shapes, sizes, and colors. They even have differently abled people involved. After all, the Barbie movie is all set to defy and subvert all the stereotypes about beauty. Now, that's a pretty heavy burden to take on, don't you think? Especially given that the film is a romantic comedy. And so far from the trailers, all I can guess is that it's bright and colorful. And Margot Robbie is going to be pulling off some killer outfits. No, for real though, did you guys see her pink flapper pant outfit? I am in love! But coming back to the subject at hand, Liu is of the belief that the film is all about finding your inner beauty, that it teaches people to become the best version of themselves, especially because, according to the Legend of the Ten Rings star, the main lesson of the film is to teach you that beauty isn't skin deep, and that you don't have to be blonde or skinny or white to be beautiful. Interesting take. But I wonder how the film intends to achieve this goal, especially when you consider that the leading pair consists of two of the most conventionally attractive people in Hollywood. But hey, let's not ignore the fact that the film has many different versions of Ken and Barbie. This reportedly includes the Chinese-Canadian actor Simu Liu himself, alongside actresses like Issa Rae and Harry Neff. And might I add that the cast is pretty inclusive of people with different skin colors and body types? We have people like Kingsley Ben-Adir, Alexandra Shipp, and America Ferrera as part of the main cast of the film, so they must be cooking something fantastic in there. That's precisely what Liu had to say. The 33-year-old actor couldn't believe that corporate overlords would sign off on a film like this. Let's face it, the giant Mattel logo has raised quite a few eyebrows when it comes to the upcoming film. People aren't the biggest fans of mega corporations because they argue that these companies are usually just exploitative. And that's literally the impression Simu had. That's why he was a little shook when he read the script. In a recent interview, he revealed that the Barbie movie has an exceptional script, one of the best he's ever read. It's the kind of film that makes fun of itself. He even went on to refer to the film as meta and subversive. I mean, given the fact that Greta Gerwig is the director of the film, and she's given us blockbusters like Lady Bird and Little Women, we wouldn't expect anything less from a filmmaker like her. But apparently, Liu was just surprised to see how a company such as Mattel could approve of a film like this. He couldn't stop fangirling about how excellent the script was and how it surprised him. Liu is under the impression that a whole lot of people are about to be surprised by the upcoming movie, and that's part of the film's charm. And hey, he's not the first cast member to say this. Even Margot spoke about how the film isn't at all what people are expecting. Perhaps that's why Greta was okay with risking her career to work on this project. The director feared that the film had the potential to end her career, but she loved it so much. She took a leap of faith and signed the project. I am sure Simu can relate to her sentiments. But the unique script, the diverse cast, and the empowering elements aren't the only thing that set the movie apart. Greta Gerwig's upcoming film also has really cool dance sequences. I promised you all I'd talk about the dance numbers, and I intend to keep my word. And how can I even skip talking about them when this is something that Simu just couldn't stop talking about during his interview? The Shang-Chi star revealed that part of the reason why Greta had him be part of the film was because of his dancing. Yep, that's right. The film may not be a musical, but it has a whole lot of musical elements to it. And that must have become clear from all the flashy trailers we saw of the actors. Simu even mentioned that he just genuinely enjoyed being part of the elaborate dance sequence of the film, but it did require a whole lot of practice. And that's where his hip-hop skills came in handy. According to the actor, Greta was very specific about getting all the details right, and she genuinely enjoyed seeing the men dance, because we usually don't get to see typical men to portray that form of artistry. Oh yeah, that's another unique element of the film. We get to see the bright, peppy, and colorful side of men too. You can tell the movie will be hella fun. And that's just part of the reason why Simu thinks the film is so special to him, is that as it turns out, the whole cast actually had a lot of fun during the shoot. This one should be fairly obvious. Even the trailers look so much fun. How can the cast not enjoy being part of the film? I can only imagine how exciting the shoot must have been. Liu didn't even feel like he was at work, you know? He described the whole experience as surreal. The actor mentioned that all they did was have fun, laugh, and dance on set. So seeing the project come together the way it did was a little surprising. That being said, the 33-year-old did say that the movie is just as thrilling as the trailer, but the best part about it is that it's full of surprises. And that's just the thing, right? None of us have any idea what's happening with the script, and we don't know what to expect. For Liu, the secrecy element only adds to the fun. But so far, these are the factors that set the movie apart, at least according to Barbie star Simu Liu.